Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two of a Drag D&D adventure. We are going to start in the mine on this round, but first, a quick roundup of what happened last time with our party. So we started in the city of Emberborn at the Pink Mouse Tavern, where two bards, Meryl Streepthroat, who you have got to meet in the last episode, and Wawatessi were wheeling the night away, making music to the wee hours. Wawatessi took the opportunity to pop into the pocket studio that Meryl tends to carry around with her, and so is going to be joining us very, very shortly. We then had an opportunity to check in at Hopper's Mount at the High Temple run by Hoss Blissleaf, and we're introduced, of course, to Hogan, who is joining us, our Duergar. We then moved over to the Three Brothers Brewery and met the earnest and genuine Gwennifer, who is moving out on her first adventure with this party with a great desire to do good, maybe despite what our remaining adventurers intend to bring into the world, certainly. We then met up with Penny at Floral and Hardy's, where Penny attempted to steal a large amount of adventuring supplies, which did not necessarily go successfully, but you did make a friend in the owners, retired adventurers who noticed your skill. And then we wandered over and had a conversation with Neslia, of course, at Cryptids and Curiosities, where Hans loaded you up with, I think, about as many tomes as could be possibly passed off before the noon bell had rung, which was great. So let's bring everybody back in here. Welcome, everyone. All right.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Cheers, queers.
It's so good to see you all.
Welcome back. So we're going to get back as a reminder. If you would like to send a $5 tip donation, you can then take a hold of 3 game-changing tokens, which means as we get into the action here, you can help your favorite characters or potentially favorite villains. We can discuss how you'd like to do that. And so this will give you the opportunity to add a roll. Add a +2 to a roll to add 1 wild magic roll, which just introduces some chaos, or a re-roll, a mulligan. We can do that again. So let us know if you would like to do that. The info is down at the bottom of your screen here. So last time we headed down into the mine. Your party experienced a little bit of terror here and there. We started off with some giant bats. That didn't go super well, but dark tunnels, you know how that is going to be. We moved our way into a bizarre moment with Penny and a water weird, where everyone made some choices, and and the result was only a mild amount of drowning. So props to that.
And me damaging everyone.
Yes, there was also the white hot electrocution of half of the party. We all got to know each other real well. And then in several instances, you met with these nasty mutant giant mine rats who were making a meal of a couple of miners in a couple of different tunnels as we moved around. And then after fiddling around with some rats in a couple of different tunnels, you ended up in this main section of the map here. Where you are right outside the appraiser's office. So this is an employee section of the mine. It is still dark in this area. You can see that there are mine carts that have been stacked up in a couple of sections here. There's a mess hall and some tables, supply sheds down towards the south section of the map. There is some signage that indicates the infirmary and the ore transport room off to another section here. Now, as you wandered up to the appraiser's office, this being the place that it was indicated that you could activate the electric lights in the mine, you came upon a creature that looked an awful lot like this, who came up through the floor on the inside of the appraiser's office, picked up a bucket of gems, tossed it into its enormous open mouth, and its one eye turned to look at you through the bars of the appraiser's wall. And we ended there last time. So before we get into what we're going to do with this monster, Meryl, your pocket is vibrating.
I wonder what that could be. Let me check.
Meryl, we don't have time for that. Maybe you just leave it.
Really?
No, I want to know why the pocket is vibrating.
I feel like you could use it,
I want to know why the pocket is vibrating. I need to know.
Some great batteries on that one.
You have no idea. I have a couple. If you want to borrow some, I have cleaner. Okay. Anyway, Oh, it's the Pocket Studio. She must be not hungover anymore. I think she's ready to join.
Excellent. So you reach into your pocket and open the pocket dimension. Yes, and we have a grand Broadway entrance from Wow Watesi. Would you like to introduce yourself to the party since right now this is your moment?
Why, hello there. Oh, Meryl Streep, thank you so much for carrying my burdens and all my woes. Why, hello.
Hi,
What
Diva.
woes are here? I'm Wawa Tessie. I'm a bard.
Oh, you don't say.
We
shook.
can see that.
I got that tidbit
Yeah.
of
I
information.
think that was, yeah. I think
To warn
that
you
was-
all, I'm the toned down one. I'm the toned down one.
Oh, I don't think you said that. No.
So as you're having this conversation, there's this great, it's a great stage entrance. It totally works. Actually, Wow Watesi, give me a performance check for your excellent stage entrance.
Ooh. I got a special device here. Performance check. Nope. I was in that studio too long. 7.
So it's there's a lot of courage in the performance. Everyone feels like
7. What do I get to add to that?
So brave.
your charisma modifier.
Oh,
Which should be high.
It is high.
You also should
11, I
be
barely did
proficient
it.
in that.
Okay, you make it out of the pocket studio and onto the ground, and you get through your lines mostly, and you've arrived. And we're brilliant. And so while this is happening, the Zorn has picked up a second bucket of gems and has tossed it into its mouth and has turned to another. So as an estimate, it would be fair to reason that this appraiser's office currently contains 500,000 gold pieces worth of value.
Well, let's get in there and kill him before he eats more.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is so lucky for us because once he's eaten all the treasure, he won't be hungry for any more people, and then we
Don't
get
care.
to
Penny,
save
break
more
down the
people.
door.
No,
That's
Hang
a
on.
great point.
Hang
That's
on.
a great point. Like,
That is
why
a
do we
great
care
idea.
about this? Like, I don't, like, there's just gems and gold.
because I want the gems and gold.
But
Yeah.
That's a really
it's
silly
so
question.
Blasé, like,
No.
no.
But like,
Blasé.
hold on, wait a minute. I got
Ugh.
an idea here. I've got an idea, friends. What
Okay,
if I
what's
just
the
use
idea?
my main
Okay.
chance, see how deep I can get into the mouth, and let's just see what happens from there. No one gets hurt. We may get some gems.
Can you all give me a perception check while you're having this conversation? Just pop it in the chat for me.
Ooh, soft 20.
Good. Okay. So Penny and Gwennifer, you notice while you're having this conversation, sort of out of your, and Wawatesi, you can see this too. So you arrive and you're sort of standing in this underground. You're suddenly underground in a mine. It's a jarring experience, and you can see that there's a barred room sort of directly in front of you, built into the stone, sort of like a massive iron box that's been built into the side of the stone. And through the iron bars, you and Gwennifer and Penny see this large monster disappear into the floor, and it's gone.
Problem solved. We did it.
So what did we do?
Can I
Gone.
do
Where did
a
it
check
go?
to see if I know anything about this creature?
Absolutely. Give me a nature check or a survival check.
They're both the same modifier, so well, either or. Oh, okay, that's 19.
Yes. Okay. So Zorn are particularly terrifying because they have a quality as a creature known as Earth Glide, which means they can move through solid stone and earth as if they were walking across a room, which means their mobility between walls and layers of things like mountains and mines is very, very, very easy. Given that, can everybody give me one more perception check?
Yeah.
So if we don't get this monster now, because we can't, because he's through the floor,
Mhm.
we're gonna have to
Guys-
get him later at some point.
I think I know about this monster. I think his name is a Zorn, and I think he has Urklide, and I think he's probably going to be able to come out here, regardless of the locked door situation.
Okay, guys. So then, if that's the case, I'm just going to do a little something here to help everybody out, and I'm going to use one of my abilities to basically give 3 people like a 10-minute guidance spell that they can use like again and again. This is like my big class feature thing. So I'm going to give this to. Let's see, who are my favorites?
Oh, well, that was a.
Well, I'll just be over here.
I'm like, I feel like I talk too much.
Yeah, Hogan and Penny, and we'll give Wawatesi a try.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
So you all have that bonus.
So
Okay.
it's a D4
So what
you
is
can
this
add
called?
to saving throws. And I think you can also add them to attack rolls. But let me just double check real quick, okay?
No
All
one
right.
else is concerned by the person that just appeared out of nowhere.
She was in the
Not
studio.
me.
I
We're
don't
working
really
on an
care.
album.
Not I.
Fair enough.
But James, I do want to do one of my favorite things after that whenever my initiative comes up, and that's that where I sing people health points.
Totally. We can totally do that. This thing is going to get to go first, and then we'll roll through initiative from there. So we are headed that way. So
Okay.
what's going to happen is, Hogan, the floor underneath you opens.
Oh.
An enormous mouth, followed by an enormous creature, rises up on the floor underneath you, and it's going to make 2 bite and 1 claw attack at you.
Oh no.
Holy shit.
So I just checked it. It's a D4 that you can add to a saving throw, attack roll, or ability, but just once per turn for the next 10 minutes.
Okie dokie.
18, 18, 15. How does that do for armor class?
Hit.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Right.
good night, everybody. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I can heal you.
Okay, that's 11 points of slashing damage, piercing and slashing damage.
Total?
Yeah, and then this thing is going to like jam its mouth back and forth and cause you this pain, spit you back out, and disappear back into the floor. We are now in initiative. This will bring us to Penny at the top of the order. The creature is gone. What would you
The
like
motherfucking bitch. Okay, so I'm gonna obviously attack. I have my crossbow here, so I'll probably roll her a couple of times, and I'm trying to aim for the eye area.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do that.
So,
Okay.
so the monster is gone. You can't see it. It's disappeared back into the storm.
Oh,
It's completely gone.
The fuck did it go?
but where did it go? It's gonna point up at some point.
Uh,
I dare someone to go touch the ground over there.
Well, I mean, it's your turn, so
I don't want to.
you can hold your action if you would like to.
Yeah, I'll pause for a minute.
Okay.
Wait.
So this creature is going to reappear after about sort of 10 seconds when nothing happens for a minute inside the appraiser's office. He's going to pick up a bucket of gems, toss it into his mouth, and turn to the next one. What would you like to do?
The bitch keeps stealing our fucking gems.
Also, it ate part of me.
Yes, correct. Okay,
Yeah.
well, now that I can see it, can I attack it now?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. You cannot
All right.
get into the room unless you would like to try to get into the room, but you can shoot through the bars. Like there's no force field. There's just
Yeah.
obstructions.
No, I'm going to shoot through the bars. I'm pretty good at this. So my first attack, that one's going to be 17. Second
Does not.
one is a 16.
Neither of those hit.
Ooh.
Very tough, as you can imagine, creature.
Wow, that's no good.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I don't know.
So that brings us to Neslia. You are next. What would you like?
Ooh. Well, jeez. Well, I'm gonna touch my necklace and focus, and from where I'm standing, can I see through the bars and I can see
Mhm.
the guy? So I don't really care, but I feel like I noticed that there's maybe some books, maybe some scrolls.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh no, this thing is going to destroy something that I actually want because I don't care about money. So what I'm going to do is I am going to fire my Eldritch Blast, my Agonizing Blast. Sorry. So I have to make a ranged spell attack. So let's do that.
Yes, go for it.
So that's a 24 to hit.
That will hit. Yep.
Okay. That is 1d10 force damage plus my charisma modifier.
Okay.
So that's going to be a crap, a 5 because I rolled a 1 on a d10.
No
So
problem.
that's 5 points of damage,
5 points of damage.
of force damage. And then I can twin the beams, so I'm going to fire again with that same agonizing blast.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 26? Yeah, 26 to hit. Rolling really, I like this die. It's rolling really well.
Those will both hit. Go ahead.
Okay, and then another 5 damage because I rolled another one.
All right. Well, I mean, best accuracy in the West right now. So
Yeah.
Question. So this guy is in the appraiser's room right now, right?
Yep.
So then was that blast going through the glass?
Through the
There's
bars.
no glass. It's
Oh,
just
so it's just
bars.
like empty bars.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, okay, I get it.
No glass. Yeah. It's just big iron. So big iron door, big iron window, reinforcement, and bars. Yeah.
Great.
So just
Okay.
this like purple and green energy kind of comes out of my hands and just blasts into the Zorn.
Yeah. And it doesn't like that. It makes this sound like tearing drywall apart. This screeching, awful.
I'm gonna retreat. I'm going to just back up my movement just as far as I can away from it. That spell has a good range, so I'm just gonna back away.
Okay, cool. Perfect timing. That brings us to Meryl. So this thing has
Hi.
popped out of the room, come up through the floor, took some nasty chunks out of Hogan, is now back in the appraiser's office eating gems, has just taken 2 boom boom Eldritch Blasts from Nestlia. What would you like to do?
So do we have access to the room now? We can get in there?
No, nobody has
Nope.
tried the door or the windows yet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to open the door. I don't know, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna use a spell on it. Let's see.
Okay.
Have we tried the door just like regularly yet?
No one has tried the door.
Oh, okay, then I'll just try opening the door.
The door's locked.
Oh,
Oh,
Well, but we know now.
okay.
good information to have.
Try the door first.
Yes.
That's the classic DM trap of putting it up a door and having everyone just assume it's locked somehow.
I am going to use. I'm going to use heat metal so I can destroy the doorknob and kick it in.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and roll your attack on the door.
2d8.
I think it just automatically damages it.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's 2d. Oh, it does it? So I don't have to roll
Yeah,
anything?
it's not an attack roll for heat metal. It's just damage.
Yeah, that's what I was going to roll.
I mean, the door technically could do a Constitution saving throw, but
It is
15.
sort of going to. We'll see. Yeah.
15 from heat metal.
Okay. Okay. You did some serious damage to it. It's going to take, it's weaker than it was, but it's going to take some force to get it open. But the lock is melted apart and it is not as secure as it was.
Penny Hogan, you're up.
Yep. So this brings us to Gwenifer next. So go ahead.
Okay.
I'll get there in 5 minutes.
Hogan, Hogan's your character name, right?
Yes,
Okay, Hogan, how much health do you have left?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay?
Yeah,
Would you rather be healed or for me to try to get through here?
get through there. I can
Okay.
take care of myself for now.
All right.
Thank you.
So then I am going to. I think the best way for me to proceed is for me to just punch the door, I guess, with my thunder gauntlets.
There we go. Now you're talking. Helping
I
out the
think it's
team.
the best way to go. So I guess I'll do an attack roll.
Yep,
Or do you
go
want
ahead.
me to do an attack roll?
Yes. Yeah. Do an attack roll on the door.
Okay, it's a 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
So it's gonna. So you're gonna. Yeah. So thunder gauntlets. Yeah. That'll crack this. That'll crack this door open.
So that's six thunder damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
as a feature of my weapon, the door is actually not allowed. If it makes any attacks on anybody else, it does so at disadvantage now.
the door does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the door. Yeah.
Excellent.
Don't let it hit you on the way out.
I don't know why Thunder Gauntlet isn't like a Berlin fisting like BDSM club, but it should be. So anyway. Speaking of which, I guess we're gonna go to Wawatesi. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh, well, you all look like crap. What have you been doing while I was hiding in Miss Merrill's pocket? I must say, by our Lord Jesus, I'm going to sing you a song of rest. Ooh. And they got 1d5.
Nice. Okay, so you all get.
1d5 of hit points back.
Okay.
Do we all roll?
Oh,
Do we roll?
Well, no, yeah.
Or is
I
it
think
just
you
one
rolled
five?
a d6.
And
It
then
seems like.
we get 5, right?
Gotcha.
So we get 5, yeah.
Oh, okay, so we don't.
I'm feeling slightly better after being electrocuted.
Oh, you're welcome.
That
Okay,
was
they're
one
noisy.
time.
I gotta
But I
get
like
a
it.
pencil. Somehow I don't have one.
Nice. Okay, all right, so you all get a little bit of healing back. That's perfect. Now this brings us to Hogan. What would you like to do?
I'm going to keep opening that door.
Okay, yeah.
I am not a fan of the Zorn, and I would like to see it taken care of. 16. I'm gonna
Okay.
unarmed strike the door.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. That will open this completely. And so the room, the door to this room is now open. Do you want to use your movement now, or would you like to?
Oh, I'm using my movement. I want to close the gap on this guy.
Okay, all right. Yeah, go ahead.
So how far is it away?
It's right in the middle of the room. The room is only about 10 feet deep, so you are absolutely within range to reach him if you would like to.
I'm going to charge at him, and I'm going to take an additional swing.
You have 2 attacks?
Oh, I got 2 attacks.
Nice.
Shit's getting crazy in here. Does 7 hit?
No.
Sweet. I'm going to burn a key point
Okay.
to disengage.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to use the rest of my movement to now book it as far back as I can, which should be 25 feet.
Mhm.
And just kind of relay to the group.
Okay.
It's real tough.
Whoa.
Get him.
Okay,
Go-
we will.
Right in there. Get him.
All right.
I don't know. My
No.
blast seemed to hurt it.
Yep. They did.
That's you.
It's now the Zorn's turn, and it's going to disappear to the floor. Everyone, give me a perception check and put that
Oh,
in.
boy.
the
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. It's not going to do it.
Not 20.
Nice.
Please
Ain't
use
seen
another
shit.
die. Yeah. I am very oblivious. I'm still stinging from Hogan's hurtful comment towards me.
I still got that same song stuck in my head.
Okay. Okay. Neslia, a mouth opens up beneath you.
Oh no.
22, 21, and an 8.
The first 2 hit, the third one doesn't.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You might be needing a res spell at some point. Depending on how this goes.
13 points of biting or piercing and slashing damage. The Zorn then disappears, melts back into the floor, and leaves you there.
Are these all legendary actions?
No, it's just really nasty. And honestly,
That's
Earthglide is like an inconvenient feature for a mind monster to have, frankly.
Ow, ow, ow,
I just don't know
ow.
how it's doing this between turns if these aren't legendary actions.
This is its only turn. It's only actually acting once. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
yelling.
This
Can
isn't
somebody
turn.
tell
This
me
is
what
all-
this thing is?
because it can use Earthglide
Sword.
as its movement. So it's its movement, its attack, and that's it. And that's
Okay.
that's why.
It has Earth Glide. It can go through the floor and the walls.
It's
So
How
coming
do we
for our
kill it?
shoes.
If I have nature plus four, might I know how to kill it? Or what it is?
Neslia did damage to it. It is absolutely damageable. It's just tough.
It's just
Yeah.
tough.
But
It's
it is
got-
absolutely will take damage, no problem. So it is now Penny's turn at the top of the order. So Penny, what would you like to do? So this thing returns itself to the appraiser's office and throws another bucket of gems in its mouth and punches down on that. It's all yours. The door is now open to the room as well.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yes, can we venture into the room?
For sure, you absolutely can. Yes.
Will
Careful.
like
It loves shoes.
it loves shoes? Well, I'm like
Tries-
I'm not wearing that many.
So
sparkly-
do I.
So we're good. I mean, just a little bit of copper. I've got real good armor. We're fine. I think I'm okay, fellas. I think I do right. Not 20.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. So yeah, go ahead. Roll your damage, and double it.
Okay,
For the,
1, 2, 3, 2. All right, so that's a 3 and a 4, so that's 10 for damage.
okay. Great.
So you rolled the damage dice twice?
Yes, because I can do sneak attack and use double my damage.
And so you did double sneak attack too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the critical.
Because of the
Yeah.
crit.
So you
Oh
have sneak
yes,
attack and then
technically yes.
double.
Oh,
So
so I would be
technically,
able
that's
to
20 points.
Oh fuck yeah!
20 points.
Yeah.
of damage. It doesn't
Wow.
like that very much. Like that removes there's like some chunks that come on that like peel off this thing's scales, and it's like weird magma underneath. It seems hot in the middle. Okay, this brings us to Neslia. How are you doing? What would you like to do?
Ooh, ouch. That really hurt. Very interesting. I will make notes for it later if I survive. So I am going to actually use healing hands on myself. So I get hit points equal to my level. So I'm just going to take 5 extra hit points and keep on trucking. And that's my turn because that's all I can do right now.
Totally fine.
Okay, well, if you need me to heal you, you just tell me, okay? You don't have to always take turns to heal.
I probably will at some point,
Okay.
but yes, right now I'm about 50% okay.
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 I'm feeling
Yes,
about
no.
50%.
Yeah. Well, you got burned.
I got burned. I
A
got
series of
crunched.
True. Meryl, that brings us to you. What would you like to do?
Okay, so y'all know me. I love Cloud of Daggers. So I'm gonna use Cloud of Daggers. Now, would I know if it's
But I'm
damage?
still in the room.
But you're not. It's only a 5-foot radius
Oh, okay. Well, how big's the
Over.
room?
over the monster.
So the
you
room
should-
is 10 feet deep, so you could get outside that radius if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I would
Just
really
checking.
care if you did, because I just attack at. Anyway, Cloud of Daggers, is it it's magical, that's a magical weapon, right? Because they're created
Yes.
through magic, so they're not an actual.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's a spell.
Because I fought one of these in another campaign and I know things. Okay. I have to roll, right?
Yep, you get an attack roll.
And what is my modifier? Nothing. 16?
A 16 will not hit.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Valid, but also
I wish that it was a spell that didn't need to do an attack roll to go through.
I will say that immobilizing this creature might not be a terrible idea, for example, because it's very fast. So that brings us to Meryl. Like the knives, they get all the way there, and then like a bad sex ed video, they just cannot get in. It doesn't work. And then that brings us to Gwennifer. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I've got a couple ideas because I don't think this thing is probably very smart. So I'm thinking wisdom saves are probably not his forte. So I am going to see. I can either try to attack it and make it only target me, or I could try this. You know what? I think it's best if I attack it, because even if I don't think the thunder gauntlets have to hit it for the taunt effect to work. Like, I think if I attack it with the thunder gauntlets, it's already going to have disadvantage on attacking other creatures.
Okay, that's probably a good idea. Yeah.
So then I'm going to do that. So I'm going to try to hit it. And I don't.
Okay.
I whiff. But I'm going to use a bonus action healing word for Nislia so that she can get a little bit more health. And now he has disadvantage attacking other people. So he has to, either he has to try to hit me, or it's harder to hit other people.
Okay, perfect. Nope, that's great. I've put it down. So yeah, working at disadvantage, that's great.
So healing word, that's a T4 plus my spellcasting ability. So we got 7 hit points to you, Nislia.
Thank you. I'm feeling a little more refreshed.
Yes.
Not as dizzy anymore like the
Yes.
first time under the lights. How nice.
Perfect. Okay, then that will bring us to Wawatezi. What would you like to do?
So I want to do bardic inspiration, and I want to inspire that beast to be mesmerized not just by my beauty, but by my
That's not inspiration.
Don't, you're making it stronger.
Night, go to sleep, rock baby.
Sure. Do you want to try to put it to sleep or charm it?
Are you using the sleep spell?
No, I'm using bardic inspiration.
That's not what bardic inspiration is.
That's for us, not for bad guys.
Bardic inspiration is a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't give it to the bad guy. It'll give him extra.
Then I want to do my vicious mockery.
Well, then that's the thing. If you say you're doing vicious mockery.
Do it. And then we can totally do if you want to distribute bardic inspiration, we can absolutely do that. That's no problem. But yeah, go ahead. If you want to attack first and vicious mockery this thing, make fun of its funny face. Go ahead.
Yeah. 19 plus. What do I get for my pluses?
Charisma bonus, usually.
Yes, plus 4. So that's 23.
Yeah. 19 was what you needed. So you're good.
And 2d4 psychic damage.
Nice. Yes. Scare this thing in its nightmares. Be my guest.
Oh. So the first one is 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one is stop. 2.
Okay, cool.
So that's
all right.
2. Yeah. So that's 6.
And this thing, you're right. You're not far from this thing, Penny, right? And it's just been like dagger clouded, and that didn't go anywhere. It's looking, if possible for this thing to look confused, it is. And then for a second, it's like little monster slit pupils go narrower all of a sudden, as if it has suddenly realized it left the stove on at home, suddenly terrified for a second, and it sort of quakes and is distracted for you for a minute. So that is actually going to, Penny, that's going to give you an attack of opportunity since you are right next to it. So if you'd like to attack it, please go ahead. And then we will.
All right. So I think I'm going to use one of my spells to attack this bitch. I think I'm gonna use my chromatic orb spell. So essentially, I just like shoot like this like 4-inch ball of energy at this monster, and I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
I land it, I think I get 3d6 of damage of necrotic damage. Or no, wait, sorry, a damage of my type.
Oh, okay.
So it'll just be, I don't know, bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
No, piercing damage. It'll be piercing damage.
Well, rock it,
Okay.
Amadeus.
We'll see what happens. Ooh, almost dropped the dice. So that will be. Oh my god, does an 18 hit?
Do you have any bonuses to that?
I'm pretty sure that I gave you a.
Yes. Roll your bardic inspiration.
Well, that's not it. It's,
Sorry.
so what I gave is an emboldening bond, so it's a D4.
Yep.
But
Oh.
you might be inspired. I don't know. Did Wawatesi give anyone bardic inspiration last turn? It's a bonus action.
We'll do it as soon as we get this extra this attack of opportunity out of the way. But yes,
Additional is now 2. So that would be 20.
that will hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm like, please do something. Okay, so this is 3d8 of damage now. So we'll see.
Good.
Oh,
An emboldening bond.
Fuck it up.
4, 5. Okay, 9 and 3. Okay, that's 12. Can
That's
I use
exactly
my
average.
Yep. 12 is decent. Is very decent damage. Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay. I still have a second attack that I can do. So I'm
So
just
this
like,
is
can
an
I
attack of
also
opportunity.
shoot at the motherfucker?
Attack of opportunity is just one.
Yeah,
Just one.
attack of opportunity is just one. It's just like somebody runs by you and you get to trip them a little bit. So you
Fair.
only get one, but that's good. That did some serious damage.
Still good.
So for bardic inspiration, we can totally do that. We're at level 3, so you can assign a bardic inspiration, which means you have 3 bardic inspiration dice. So you can assign a bonus to 3 of your party members if you would like to. In a pinch, they can apply that to a roll. I believe it's a D6 for the bar.
D6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So you can pick
so
3
each
team members to get like a bonus D6 they can add to a roll.
Yeah, and so you can do that as a bonus action during your turn to give it to one person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I do that the next round then?
Yeah, let's do that next. We'll come around and we'll do that next round.
Sorry, I was just getting like the fumes from the Pocket Studio was just like, I love lilac, but seriously, Meryl, we got to go shopping.
We do.
Excellent. No, totally not a problem. And we can always double check stuff. That's fine. Part of the game. So Hogan, that brings us to you. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm gonna do something really out of character. I'm gonna go punch it.
Yes, go for it.
That doesn't sound like Hogan.
What is with this guy? Why is he always punching things? I don't understand.
Just so mad all the time.
This monk.
Does
Stuff.
21 hit? Finally.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
21 hits.
Oh,
Okay.
he did it.
Didn't
Finally.
even need the emboldening bond.
Woohoo.
All right. So D8, because I've been shortchanging myself last time for an unarmed strike. Plus 2 bludgeoning, so 3, 4, 5 damages.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll go again. Yeah, I'll use my second
Yeah.
attack to
Okay.
This one.
19.
19 will hit.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Hogan did something. 7 plus 2, so 9 damage.
Okay.
And
This-
I'm going to burn an additional key point as I make contact the second time and do turn this into a stunning strike.
Yes, that's what you do. That's what we got a monk for.
Yes.
Stun, strike, stun, strike.
So
Stun, strike.
basically, it has to make a Constitution check versus my DC of 13, and if it fails, it is stunned.
Okay. We'll do the Constitution check. Got a 19.
That is higher than 13.
Fuck.
Damn it.
It is the
So
one score this thing
close.
has that is very high. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Constitution.
If this thing is going to be good at anything, it's going to be strength and constitution.
But you did
So
do some
you're
serious
saying
damage
it's
to it. And
low.
I will say this thing is looking less fierce than it was. It is starting to become more erratic, and there's now 2 of you around it. And so it is not with it enough to escape to use Earthglide. So it is in the room with you now.
I'm going to make some threatening head bobs that I learned from my time in the Underdark. Some
Nice.
what? What?
Nice. So this thing is going to do a claw strike at Hogan and Penny each, because that's what it can do. And we're right in front of it.
Can I use uncanny dodge to take half the damage?
If you get hit.
So it rolled double 12s. Does 12 hit either
No.
of your?
No,
Okay.
we're good.
So this thing isn't feeling good. It misses you both, and then that top of the order, Penny, that brings us to you. What would you like to do?
Can I take out this like big long rope that I have in my bag and like just try and like wrap it up and like tie it down?
We will have to do a strength contest, but
Ooh.
we can do that. Yes.
Do it, Penny!
What
looks
if
real
I-
strong?
What if I do like a sneak attack and run it around its feet and like try and trip it? Change my point of action.
Be like a
I'm
grapple.
gonna try to like trip it and knock it.
Just like
over.
yeah, like wrap one of its legs and just like pull
Make it
make
prone?
it fall down. I
Yeah,
feel
so
like once
it
it's
sounds
down,
like a grapple.
yeah.
You have. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna do an athletics check to work your way, because the room, this thing is pretty big in the room this size. So I want you to do an athletics check to get to hug the walls and the carts and the benches, just stuff in this room, right? To get
Perfect.
around it, because it's
That
engaged
sounds
with
great.
you and Hogan. You can do this. So yeah,
Yeah, and you have the D4 emboldening bond if you need it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just
That's
doing an
okay.
athletics check.
An athletics or an acrobatics?
Athletics.
Okay.
This is like the best football play ever to not
So
die.
that's
My
fine.
high school anxiety just went really high.
All right, here we go.
This is our Super Bowl.
Ooh, 15 plus 5 or plus 6.
Yeah, that's
Plus
gonna do it.
6.
Okay, so you will get a rope all the way around this thing. You can start pulling on it. It will be a strength contest to determine whether or not you pull hard enough to bring it off balance. So
This
we
is
will
probably where you should use the emboldening bond.
So I'm gonna. So we'll both roll a d20, add your strength modifier, and then if you want to add the emboldening bond to yours, we will see who wins the contest.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the bond because my strength's not that great.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right,
this
let's
is
do
where I
this.
lack. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
14
Plus the D4.
plus D4. Dun, 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 dun. 4.
Good.
So 11, yeah. So
And
14
what's your
plus
what's your
14,
strength modifier?
plus 3. So 11 plus 3 plus 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd roll the 14.
Okay, you beat me by 1. You got it.
Hey!
Fuck yeah, emboldening bond.
So
Yes.
you give
Look
this
at
thing
this
a
little
yank, and it is-
motherfucking tiefling go.
Yeah.
Bitch.
You've taken enough pieces off it that you give this thing a yank, and it is now prone, which gives it. You had already had disadvantage on attacks, and now it has disadvantage on attacks.
But we have advantage on attacks on him if it's melee.
Exactly, you definitely do. So yeah, so Penny, that'll be your turn. This thing is now prone. It's laying on the floor in front of Hogan, which is probably not a great place to be right now. Let's go to Nestlia. You are
excellent.
next.
That's what you get.
All right. All right. Seeing that it's down, I'm gonna change my strategy a little bit. Okay, yeah, let's do this one. So I see that it's down, and then I kind of creep a little bit closer because I kind of moved my full movement speed to get away from it. But I just need to be kind of within 60 feet of it, which I think I am. So I'm going to summon all my powers, and I'm going to do Toll the Dead.
Yeah, I was
On
thinking
him?
of doing that one.
Yay, twinsies! Ginger power.
Yeah.
So it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
against 15. So hopefully it's not very wise. It doesn't look very wise.
It's not. It is not. It fails.
Okay. So since it's missing hit points, I get to roll a d12 instead of what it usually does. So.
Yeah.
Boop. All right, that's 10 points of damage. And
That
that's
is-
necrotic.
How do you want to do this?
Yay!
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to summon and touch my necklace and say a little prayer to my patron, and I'm going to do a big grandiose movement, and then there's going to be a huge sound of a bell right over the creature, and then all this like kind of necrotic. I want to say kind of, it's not rain, but kind of like powder kind of just covers it and coats it.
Sing the bells, bells,
Yes.
bells, 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 bells.
And then hopefully it just writhes on the ground.
Somebody needs to go to bard class.
Yeah, and it collapses completely, like mouth open, all three limbs on the ground, in the center of these benches, surrounded by bits of gem and gold and silver nuggets, and you are out of initiative. Zorn is down.
I go, oh, interesting.
Okay,
and then I
everyone.
run to grab the books.
We can put
I'm like,
all of this
"Here,
in the
books."
pocket studio, and we'll share it evenly.
Yes.
That's-
So the one thing I will say is totally up to you what you would like to do with the stuff in here. But it was an active mine with inventory. So if it's all missing when you get back to the surface, it will probably be a short leap to conclusions. Up to you, though. I'm just saying it out loud out of good conscience.
Can I like hack open this dead thing's body to get what it ate?
That's the other thing is there's this Zorns are pretty spectacular creatures, and so because it has a very particular diet, there are a variety of very valuable parts of this creature which you're certainly welcome to.
Okay, I'll
And
take
it's
them.
only been like a minute since it all went inside of it, so it's not likely to have deteriorated that much.
So Zorn teeth are capable of slicing through solid bedrock and bone and variety types of metal. The only metal it has problems with is adamantium. There are 72 teeth present here. They are all 5 to 7 inches long. They represent a sizable dagger for most of you. Those are certainly available. They're a +3 dagger. It can be made into a +3 dagger individually.
That's 12 each.
Yes. The stomach acid of the Zorn is highly corrosive and is an incredibly rare alchemical ingredient, very difficult to acquire.
Miss Leia, do you want that? That sounds like your
yes,
kind of
I have
wheelhouse.
flasks.
There you go.
I'll take a bit of that
There you go.
for some experimental brewing.
Yeah. Armor made out of the skin of this creature carries the stone skin feature and a camouflage feature permanently for the wearer. It will take some time and a very specific artisan to turn this into wearable armor, but it is highly prized. And Hogan, you would be familiar with it because it is especially highly prized in the Underdark.
I say, we use the teeth, we get the skin.
Yes.
And then we put everything
want to
else
look
back
around the
where it
room.
was.
And then there's something called the Zorn's olfactory bulb, which is a small gland on the inside of its brain, below its eyeball on the front of its body. And it is capable of, it glows in the direction of precious gems and metals and can be used as outside the Zorn's body as an individual action mechanism for those things. So that is the nifty things that come with this creature. So
I'm already in the bins, like pocketing things into the
Studio pocket.
studio.
With
Hogan's going to make an attempt. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. With the inventory, because I want to take all the ledgers, like literally all the ledgers. So would they even have an inventory after that?
No.
Or
And the Zorn ate it all. We just cow that.
no, I'm just going to take all the ledgers and any like paperwork, and I'm just going to like, oh, this is going to be, oh, this is so fascinating. Oh my God. Oh, there's like
Gwynnifer.
spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gwynnifer.
You have total
Snitches
freedom.
get stitches.
Yeah, you can do whatever you would like to do in this room. I'm just putting the edges of the world on the decision making. That's all. It's up to you.
Oh, I'm taking it. As much
And
as
you
I
just
can.
fought
I'm
a
looking
Zorn.
around the room.
Yeah, and I will say
Looting.
that
The
Zorns
inventory
are-
books are gone. The Zorn ate it all. Sorry.
I took a few
I don't
gems.
know how
I
I
put
feel
them in my
about this.
pocket.
Yeah.
No one's gonna notice. You have to get caught first.
Yeah.
Hogan tries in vain to let everybody know that this does not belong to us. and obviously gets ignored
I'm
completely and
aware
totally.
that's the high that I
Gwennifer
Like,
is
I'm still, like,
incredibly
filling
uncomfortable
flasks.
about all of this, except for the part where they're taking apart the beast. That part, she's like, yeah, that's chill. But everything else, she's just like,
We just saved their mind.
it's not our no.
We risked our lives.
I'm like
We
speed
deserve a
reading
payment.
all these books and ledgers, so I don't
But
care.
Neslia, you're like reading a dictionary right now.
Does it
Like,
look
this isn't
like
even a
this?
novel.
The dictionary is the most fun book to read because it's all new words and it's all exciting. Like, look, there's spreadsheets.
Penny, I'll buy the first
there's
round.
Look what you did.
Gosh, and look, there's inventory lists. Like, there's everything here, and there's all this stuff in the mine, and here's all this stuff, and I just
Okay, Neslia, if you read these ledgers too much, though, you're not going to get to the temple.
And there's lots of ledgers in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
so
but if she reads it, but if she has all these ledgers, wouldn't she be able to get through the mines so much easier?
We already have a map.
we have a map.
A ledger is going to be like, so and
I'm
so
leaving the
bought
room.
this. Jimothy found this in the mine.
No, I'm putting all the ledgers and all the things in my bag, but I have one that I'm like reading on my way out of the room. So I'm like, you
Okay.
can't take them all from me.
Hogan
All right.
hears everybody mentioning the word ledger so much and remembers, wasn't there supposed to be a lever in here that did something?
Watchtowers.
Would you
it
like
connects
to look around the room?
watchtowers.
I would like to investigate the room for a
I would
lever.
also
of
like to
some kind.
investigate.
Okay, great. So in the back left-hand corner, there is a large iron lever that connects two chunks of copper wire that send an electrical spark into a large crystal. The crystal is there's no light in it right now, so it's the lever is in the up position, and it looks like it's a pretty straightforward sort of like up-down mechanism. But it was never it was turned off when they left the mine and hasn't been turned back on.
Hogan's just going to grab the lever, give everybody kind of a look around the room, and pull it very suddenly
Pull the
to
lever
downward
off,
position.
So you pull the lever, and there's
Have that.
this crunching noise as the two copper wires meet, and they send a spark of electricity into the gem, which begins to rotate and sends an additional spark of electricity back into the wall. And you can hear this kind of poof, snap happening in different places in the mine. And you can see around you outside this window, different parts of the mine starting to light up slowly, sort of like emergency lighting style. So they light up and then get a little bit brighter and are sort of hazy and hanging in the air. So this now illuminates the mine to a reasonable extent. It leaves everything in kind of shades of gray. It's certainly not daylight by any stretch of the imagination, but it'll give you some more flexibility. Everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, boy.
Perception is not doing well today.
Natural 20 plus.
Nice. Okay, so Meryl and Wawatesi. Yeah, so when the lights start going on, you hear there's this noise, sort of like a repetitive, kind of rhythmic, a number of legs moving all at once. Not quite skittering, it's like heavier than that.
That
sort of
don't sound like no drummer.
Yeah. And so there's this sort of noise, and you can hear that it's coming from somewhere, or probably around the supply sheds is where you would guess, as if something is moving out of the light. But the rest of you don't notice anything.
Okay.
Guys, there's something the tapping over in this way.
What is it?
I don't know. I just hear it. It's like.
But I just got the good part in the ledger. It's getting so exciting.
So let's go
Maybe
kill
it's a
it.
party. Meryl, maybe it's a party.
I came in like a wrecking ball. Let's go kill it.
So we're in this place. You don't see anything else moving right now. These parts are starting to light up. You know that there's an infirmary not far from here. This is probably a great chance for everybody to take stock of where they are at in terms of hit points and other.
Yeah, that was what I was going to suggest, was if we could
Let's
try to look
rest.
for some healing potions of some sort.
I need to get some
Thought
spell
that might
slots
be
back.
nice.
Yeah. So let's take this is a great opportunity for us to take a short intermission. So let's everybody take stock of where you're at, grab a bio break, grab some coffee, come back, and then we will continue from here. And you can let me know how you want to handle sort of healing or taking a break, and I will run you through some of the items that you find in this room.
Okay,
After the
great.
break, you'll watch me make dinner.
All right.
Ooh.
We'll see you all in 5 minutes.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Mm.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? I don't do it.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
And we're back.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
There's no DM. We can do whatever we want.
Oh no! I head
That's not
straight
me.
to the temple.
Oh.
Oh,
You know, if the DM doesn't show up in the first 15 minutes, we get to go.
I've heard that somewhere. That's fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are back. So there are a couple of things that you the non ore or gem related items is you find what is commonly referred to as Heward's handy spice pouch. This seems to be something that someone left in the office to add to their what I presume lunches on a semi-regular basis. This is a pouch that has 10 charges. You can speak any name of a non-magical food seasoning, pepper, salt, saffron, cilantro, curry, etc., and remove a pinch of the desired seasoning automatically from the pouch. It's enough to season a single meal. This is a wonderful item for travelers if you have a strong sense of your palate, but just a little bit random for this space. And then there are 2 ledgers worth of records. Miss Leah has been leafing through them, so she can fill you in on what she finds as she finds it. There are 4 potions of lesser healing here, and then a variety of scrolls which Miss Leah has scooped up immediately and been pouring through.
Minor healing, how much does that do?
Lesser healing, it's D4.
Just a D4?
Mm-hmm.
1.
Just one.
Okay.
So this is the healing
first
potions
level
here
stuff.
are very much designed for like minimal first aid. That seems like cuts and bruises in the process of mining and counting and moving gems and ore. There is an infirmary here though, which would be reasonable to presume would have a much better supply for more serious injuries. But
I thought that's where we were going. Sorry.
No. This is just the appraiser's office right now. So you haven't
okay, I misunderstood.
No problem at all. Totally fine. So yeah, so you can see here on the map, there's the appraiser's office where you are right here. There are the beast pens. These are empty. The Hopporpians have been moved out of these when the mine originally closed, so there's nothing here. There are supply sheds and a variety of different storage facilities, so large tin sheds that have equipment and various other things in them, presumably. There are the big tables around the mess hall, and then across this section of cart tracks, there are signs that lead to the infirmary. The doors of the infirmary are standing ajar, open.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should go get some medical supplies before we head any further in.
That's a great idea. The survivors will definitely need medical attention.
Yeah.
Well, and I could use a little bit.
Yes, Neslia, you are also a survivor.
Survivor. Yeah.
You're going to make it. You're a survivor. Keep on surviving.
Oh, I'm so ill-equipped.
Oh, as long as I know how to love, I'll always be alive.
Yeah.
And that inspires me to sing a song of rest.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
La 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 la.
Is she going to do that the whole time?
How many people can you target with Song of Rest?
Just double checking.
And how many times can she do it?
You can revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest, so that's just an hour. Perfectly reasonable.
Oh, so that's during a short rest.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's any friendly creatures who can hear you. So that would count. That would cover all of you.
But I don't think we're spending an hour to rest.
Well, that's up to you. What would you like to do?
I don't know. Are we spending it? Do we need to spend an hour to rest?
I say let's pretend we're spending an hour. It's going to take an hour to get all this shit, but whatever, folks.
I mean,
I drop the 6, you pick it up.
It's not okay. Well,
I don't know if it's really safe here to rest for an hour.
There was some skittering.
I mean,
didn't like
well,
that.
Jesse, weren't you the one that heard something moving?
Yeah, it sounds like a party. I want to go that way.
For a full hour.
Oh, you guys can rest. I'm okay with going. I want to check out where the party is.
Meryl, I'm so happy you brought her. She's really great.
It's good. It's
This
good.
is-
So do
this
you
is
want to check
fun.
out the infirmary? Is that how people are feeling about
I
it?
would like to.
Yes, I would
Yeah,
also like
I
to.
think we need to get some stuff. 'Cause
Okay.
I've been crunched.
Yeah, so that's no problem. So you move over to and it's the lights in the infirmary. The magical illumination has been reconnected, but it hasn't gone on in the infirmary. So it's dark in there, and so the doors are there's sort of swinging doors that swing in both directions, so sort of hospital doors style, so that you can move in and out of either side, and they're held open in alternate directions, and it's dark on the inside. Who
I'm
would like
still
to go?
reading as I go, so I'm just like behind everyone, just like, that's whatever you said for you.
I'll go in first.
Yeah, is there enough light for me to see inside?
Yeah. So you can, and through these, you can see there's a curtain that breaks. There are a couple of curtains that break this room into 3 sections. So you can see into the middle section where you see 3 infirmary beds, and there is something on each of these beds. They're not empty because you can see that in the scale of light. And then
Are these things alive?
They're not moving. Whether or not they're alive, you are not close enough to determine yet.
Meryl, you go check. We'll stay here.
I'm on it.
Okay, so you want to walk in and see what you see?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Where
in.
is she going?
I'm
Into the
walking over, and I
As
look.
you wander in.
I look at the beds.
Okay, so in the dim light here, what you can see is stretched out autopsy style with the sort of top layer of their bellies pinned backwards to reveal their internal organs and a variety of other sort of facets of their anatomy, are 3 cloakers.
What's a
Can you
cloak?
describe that a bit?
Yes, I will show you what they.
Oh, great. I don't see it because I think I'm just outside.
I
Yeah,
have.
are we all
You're under the
inside,
world.
or is it just Meryl?
I have night vision too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Dark vision.
for 120 feet.
Woohoo.
So do I.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm looking in the other direction, baby.
Are you
Into the
Austin
darkness.
Powers?
Indeed.
I don't know. I'm well attended.
So James, are you looking for a photo or?
No, I've got one. I'm just trying to find the right way to share it.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, they look like kind of what they sound like. They look like large manta rays
Sweet.
with faces jammed into. I'll just show you a full picture of them because these are the creatures that have been kidnapping people and hauling them off.
So we would be familiar with these creatures.
Yes.
And I'll remember that. I'm like, oh,
They look like
cloaker.
that.
Fun.
And I'll remember what Hans told me at the beginning. I'm like, oh yeah, they can make duplicates. They have like these illusionary powers. They're so cool. Oh my gosh, I need to look closer at these. So I just scuttle in and I'm like just kind of peering around into their like the open flaps.
Can I make a medicine check to see like the extent to which they were doing autopsies? Like, is this something where we've got like unskilled laborers that are just hacking away at this just to see what it is, or is this like some kind of like scientific
Nefarious
study?
Yeah. So there's 2. Go ahead and make that check. We can absolutely do that. There's one thing that you do know is the cloakers have been. They are the creature that the town is convinced has been sneaking out of the mine, kidnapping and stealing people from the town, right, from the city. Having said that, no one has said anything to you about them being examined or the miners doing any work on cloakers or this is out of place. So go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay, so I did, and I want to say, Nislia, can you help me look through this?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. I get the help action.
So do I roll or do I just?
No, I just did it again, and I just fucked it up again. So I got a 9, and that's the better one.
Well,
Okay.
I'm poking around in there. Maybe I could do a roll as well.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
we're working together, so let's do that.
All right, and it's a medicine.
Yes.
11.
Okay.
But we beat a 10.
We did.
And together we make a
So-
soft 20.
Hogan.
I think that we should consider that.
So Hogan's going to wander over because you've seen, like, you would be more familiar with at least tales of these creatures. They're not pleasant, but they're a facet certainly of the Underdark. And the two of what Neslia and Gwennifer managed to sort out is that there's no sign of struggle on these creatures. They look to have been stabbed through the center top of their skulls and their nasty looking little faces that sit at the top of their bodies. But there's no sign of struggle or additional violence. They are otherwise perfectly intact, with the exception of the obvious autopsy. And Hogan, one of the things that you notice is that several specific organs are missing when you can see them splayed out. And so the lack of symmetry is something that you notice in the inside of the bodies. So they have been surgically autopsied and have organs missing.
Would I know the function of those organs that are missing?
Yes. They contain a hallucinatory toxin.
I would like to relay this to my two friends in the immediate vicinity that organs are missing and they can be used to produce a hallucinogen.
Aren't
So
I right
is
there?
this like
too?
a LSD trip hallucinogen, or is that like would they have means?
Mushrooms.
Would they have a reason to try to do this for profit? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
So
Fucked up.
cloakers, yeah. So one of the cloakers' abilities is their ability to make illusionary duplicates of themselves. So what this does is creates a hallucination of doubles, and so this could be used as a poison against an enemy or put into a gas, for example, to create hallucinations and others, or could be taken recreationally. Any of those options are on the table, but it is
But regardless, this to me sounds like they got too big for their britches. They're trying to do a harvesting operation, and it got away from them, and now the cloakers are infesting our city.
And so Neslia, Hogan, Gwennifer, you're all in the infirmary. Where is everyone else right now?
Well, I mean, Meryl was in the infirmary.
Meryl
wasn't
was
she?
in
You're all in the infirmary. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you're all in the infirmary except for Penny and Wawatesi right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. The four of you give me a perception check.
Oh no.
Oh gosh, I need a new dice because my perception has been so crap. This.
Clearly, you need new dice.
That's a not great.
Well done, Gwen.
Gwen's
Okay.
making it out. Nestle's making it out.
Am I?
Would you say that it's 10 minutes have elapsed since our fight?
Yes, for sure.
Sorry, no one
Okay.
made the name bond, guys.
I wasted it.
So Gwennifer, you're sort of looking at these, and something in the top corner of the room, just out of the darkness, it looks like something peels off the ceiling, and you're going to get a chance to see this. But behind all of you, from the front of the room, peeling itself off the ceiling, two of these, they're about 15 feet long, so a little longer than a minivan, roll their way off the ceiling.
Oh, that's not
Gross.
right. Everything about that is so wrong.
That's really gross.
We should go.
Can't we just leave and close the door?
Just close
That's
the
what
door.
I'm wondering.
There's,
That's kind of what I
there's-
want to
these
do.
are only like swinging doors to the infirmary.
Oh shit.
There's
Okay.
no door to the infirmary here. And so the two of them, one of them is going to make a tentacle attack at Hogan, and the other is going to make a tentacle attack at Neslia. Gwennifer, you're going to get an attack of opportunity, and then we will roll initiative.
Okay.
An 8 and a 12. So 8 Hogan, 12 Neslia. Okay, it's
Nope.
going to miss. So these tentacles descend from the ceiling and sort of lick at both of you, but miss, which is maybe nice. So Gwennifer, would you like to respond to the tentacle descent?
I sure would with a soft 20.
Okay, yes, there's
What?
great.
That's 7 damage.
Nice.
7 damage.
And now they have disadvantage attacking anything that's not me.
Nice.
Oh, Awesome.
All right. So in that case, can we have everyone roll initiative, please? And pop that in.
Also, before we start, is this something that Hogan would be aware of as well?
Oh yeah.
As it, yeah.
Hogan knows exactly what this is. This is a carrion crawler. This is a young adult carrion crawler, I will specify.
And how big is this?
15 feet long.
How long?
15 feet.
15.
A minivan plus a small tractor trailer or a small trailer.
I just want to yell out to everybody, just so it's nice and clear. Carrion crawlers, get the fuck out!
Well, I'm glad I'm not in the room.
Yeah, me too, but do we hear him?
I mean, you're just outside a room.
Yeah, I'm just like the door's open.
Yeah, real loud.
I mean, unless you're singing real loud.
Somebody.
So it's going to be Neslia and Meryl. Which of you has the higher dexterity?
My dex is 14.
Let me look. Mine. My dexterity is 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. That works out. So Meryl, that means that you are going to get to go first because this creature has had a chance to go already. So what would you like to do? These two things are on the ceiling above you and have peeled sort of backwards with their many legs. So what would you like to do?
I am going to do. Let's go OG and Cloud of Daggers them.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Classic.
I will say the ceiling.
They're close enough. They're close enough that they'll both get hit, right?
They are right next to each other. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I got a 17.
Yeah, that'll hit. Yep.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. They got. Sorry, I'm doing math. 13 damage.
Okay. Didn't like that. They make a terrible clicking, screaming noise. It's not fun.
Yeah, you dumb fuckers. Die.
Yeah. Neslia, this brings us to you. What would you like to do? These things are 8 feet away from you, coming down from the ceiling.
God. There's like a panic setting in. I'm going to. This might be real dumb, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it.
I'm going to use my coiling grasp tattoos. So I push up my sleeves, and you can see that there's just like tentacles wrapped around my arms.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of throw them out, and the tentacles shoot out from the tattoo. And against one of the creatures, I think they both got hit by the Cloud of Daggers, so it doesn't matter which one. One of the creatures, and they have to do a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Against a DC of 14. So.
No, it's 11. So I'm gonna
Yay!
fail that one.
So it takes 3d6 force damage.
Oh, okay.
Which is
3d6 force damage. Okay.
That's 13 damage.
Okay. Yep.
And it's now grappled by the tentacles.
Okay.
So it can use its action to try and escape the grapple with either an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay.
But otherwise it is held by the tattoo.
Okay. Tentacle tattoo bondage. Here we are. We've arrived. Perfect. I'm down for it. All right.
My favorite kind of bondage.
Yeah, we've arrived. Okay, so this brings us to Penny. What would you like to do?
No.
Penny, what would you
Penny.
like to do?
Penny.
Hi, sorry.
Nope, that's okay.
Your
Go for
turn.
it.
All right, so I'm just gonna like shoot at the fucker. So I'll probably use my crossbow. I'm outside of the room, right?
You are outside of the room, yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna stand in the doorway. I'm still comfortable with that, and then I'm just gonna roll my double attack. 16. That would be 18 at first, and 11 for the second.
Yeah, the 18 will hit, 11 will not.
Okay, and then I get to do 3d6 of damage with that one. So that's 5, 6, 8 points of damage.
Cool. Would you like to do that damage on the one that is currently grappled by shadow tentacles?
Yeah.
Or the other
Yes.
one? Okay. Shadow tentacles it is.
Yeah, shadow tentacles.
Great. Excellent. There's a sentence. I never want to have to. This is good. Okay. Wawatesi, that brings us to you. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to turn around and kind of stay in the doorway too, kind of, like right beside Miss Penny there. And I think I want to go, na 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 na. You didn't understand me when there was a party. It was time to leave.
Uh-huh.
What was that?
That was
That
my
was a
vicious
lot.
mockery.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, roll for it.
I did not realize.
So
Vicious.
they have to do 15 wisdom saving throw or take 2d4 psychic damage.
They're not going to make that. So 2d4 psychic damage. Yeah, go ahead. You can do that on both of them.
2d4. Okay. On the one, 2 points.
Mhm.
And on the other one, 3 points.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and then if you want to give out Bardic Inspiration, you can. I'll give you that. I'll do that reminder, so thanks for that.
Oh, yeah, I do. And I get to do one person?
Yeah, one person per turn, I think is how you can dole that out at this level. So, yes.
Who do I want to? I guess I would want to do that to the closest person to me other than Penny.
Oh. Okay.
Because I instantly react to whoever's first in front of me. Penny, you're beside me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'll see how it is.
So it's either going to be Hogan, Gwynnifer, or Meryl.
Rock, paper, scissors it.
Hogan got scissors.
Yeah.
Well, we can have it.
Yay!
Cool.
Thank you.
That works. Okay, perfect. All right, that's no problem. And the Vicious Mockery took some points off of both of them, so there we go. So that brings us to Hogan. What would you like to do?
So I would like to attack the one that is not grappled.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go up and use my favorite fist. Why do I say things? 21 to hit.
I love it when
Yes.
you fist these monsters. It's just
Yeah.
really,
We love watching it.
it's
I have
really
worked
effective.
fisting in my previous note. Now I'm going to add
Watchers.
centipede fisting.
Centipede
Um,
fisting is where we've arrived.
All right.
Centipede
We
fisting.
don't king shame.
So now, after I've hit it, well, I'll roll damage.
Yep.
8, 9, 10 damage.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to use a bonus action as per my Drunken Brawler. I'm going to take a little swig from my hip flask, and I am going to try to grapple this thing.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Hell yeah, Baron.
Yes, Baron.
All right. So, how shall I try to roll with a strength check?
Yeah. Yes.
Side note, Baron would make a really great side character demon thing that we have to destroy at some point.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Baron would kill it at that.
There's always
All
a
right.
way to have it.
I got 18.
Damn. Okay, that's going to kill this thing.
Yes.
Ooh.
Nice.
That was for the grapple, not for the damage.
Oh, that was just for the then. Yes,
Oh.
you definitely grapple it. Sorry, I thought it was 18 damage.
Like-
I was like,
But
oh,
now we know how much health it has left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I change that into a choke? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, you
Sorry.
can.
Sleeper on. I will grapple it.
Okay, yeah, it is grappled.
Yes.
Somebody kill this fucking thing.
Yep. Okay, so both creatures are currently grappled, which means everyone is going to be attacking with advantage for this next round. The first one is going to try to break the grapple on Neslia. That's what it can do with its turn. So it has to make. It's a strength saving throw?
It's athletics or acrobatics
Athletics
check.
or acrobatics. Okay. Fuck. You got a natural 20.
Ah, yeah. So that's
Can't
broken.
fuck
Ah.
that up. Yeah. So it
the
breaks
headshot.
out. That's all it's going to really get to do on this turn. It's also taken quite a bit of damage while it's been grappled. So that's all it's going to get to do. So this will bring us to Meryl at the top of the order.
Do I not get to go?
Yes, it's your turn.
You said
no.
Meryl.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. It is your turn. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, great. So I'm going to toll the dead on the one that seems the weakest right now.
Is the one that just broke the grapple. So yes, go ahead.
Okay. That they have to make a wisdom save of 14.
Okay. No, it did not.
That's going to be a 12 damage.
12 damage.
Do it, Gwen.
It is. It looks drunk now. It's just, and this is going to cause it to lose its grip on the ceiling entirely, and it's going to hit the floor with an unpleasant.
Wait, it was
sound.
grappled on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the tattoos climbed up to the thing. And
Oh,
grabbed
yeah.
Yeah, it was the
I
tattoos.
remember now.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I was imagining
Shadow
somehow Miss Leah grappling it on the ceiling. I was confused, but
Yeah.
no,
I was just holding on to
I
it.
remember now.
That would be
So-
silly. Who would
Baby
grapple
Yoda
something
style.
stuck to the
Yeah.
ceiling?
D&D is never silly, and so I was confused at that image. Yeah.
Ever. So this thing is going to fall 15 feet to the floor, and it's going to take some damage,
Oh,
Enough to
nice.
kill it.
which is going to kill it.
Yay!
I killed it.
It was exactly what you needed to kill it, actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
So there are 2 dead young adult carrion crawlers in this infirmary now, and you are welcome to investigate. The crawling is ended.
Isn't the
crawling
one
is-
that Hogan is grappling? Isn't it still alive?
Oh, that one is still alive. I'm sorry. Yes, I thought I was just in my
Miss
brain.
Leah. Don't
Yeah.
remind the teacher we have homework.
Sorry.
Classic Miss Leah move.
So that does bring us to Meryl at the top of the order. So
Sorry.
if Meryl wants
When
to
that happens, you say, we
Yeah.
definitely already
That is
killed
the
it.
thing. We killed those
Don't worry, we understand. Gwennifer is so forgettable.
Aww.
Aren't they? So we're at the top of the order. I thought they're both dead.
One of them is dead. One of them is
One?
being uncomfortably cuddled by Hogan and is about to be dead.
Well, I'm gonna kill it,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
but I'm not gonna hurt him.
Non-consensual.
I'm just gonna use my longsword to cut him.
Sure, go ahead. And you can roll with advantage for the attack because they are grappled.
Woo!
That means I get to roll twice and take the highest.
Correct.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Nice. Okay, you're going to do double damage on this longsword attack for the carrion crawler.
Sorry, one second. I just forget what my longsword is. Why don't you tell me what damage you do?
None.
Longsword is
1d8.
1d8 is the
Yeah.
longsword.
And I get to do 2 because it's nat 20, right?
you get to roll so you double your
Double
damage.
dice,
Double.
same proficiency.
So it'll be your damage plus your strength modifier doubled.
Oh wow, that's very generous.
Oh, and I got an 8.
Mhm.
Okay, and my damage, my strength, I don't have a strength modifier, so it's 16 damage.
So 16.
Is a longsword a finesse weapon?
No, it's too big.
Slashing. Wait, I don't know what a finesse weapon is.
If it's
so-
a finesse weapon, you can use your dexterity modifier on it.
Yeah, I
that
think
would be
like
nice
a,
if it was, but I don't think
Yeah.
it is.
like a rapier is a finesse.
A rapier is, but yeah.
I don't think a longsword's too chunky.
Basic.
That's
Too
fine. So
long.
what this means is you're going to bring this long sword like 95% of the way through the body of this thing. It's just hanging on with, there's just some sort of like soft tissue and some unpleasant chitinous exoskeleton that is keeping this.
That
thing
looks like my
together.
last date.
Yeah.
Cut his life into pieces. This is his last resort.
And Hogan, because you're hanging onto the head while this happens, the total release of all of this tissue means that just your body weight is enough to like clink and it pops off.
You get Hogan gets
Good job,
soaked
Hogan.
in guts and blood.
Yeah, and so the rest of the body now drops off.
Maybe
the
you'll be
ceiling
better
in
with
kind
your
of a
2
wet.
fists now that you got 2 hands, Hogan.
Mhm. Okay.
You need another drink.
Don't forget, Bird. Oh.
All right.
I'm gonna
I
put the
think
head
that-
down.
I think that we need to try to get deeper into this dungeon.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So there is. Do you want to look? Give me an investigation check of the infirmary because there's some stuff here, and you can certainly take a look. There's no more danger.
Yeah, I got a 16.
I also got a 16.
All right. So
Is
I'm
this
gonna,
investigation? Sorry.
yeah, investigation. Yeah.
Oh, I also got a 16.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you find a couple of different things. You find 6 greater healing potions. This is a D8. There are 6 of them. There are one for each of you if you would like one. There are 2 pots of burn salve that are like burn ointment. There are 2 potions of lesser restoration. There are 2 vials of antitoxin. There are 2 pots of what looks kind of like a gelatinous substance with metal flecks in it that that anybody who's done any sort of industrial work recognizes as something called the oil of slipperiness.
Looks like glitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and then there's a vat, like a mini keg of bear grease.
So we've got some lube now. That's good.
You can always
I-
use you, baby.
I'm just going to be like, I'm going to take
Man,
one of
Hogan
the
could
greater
have really
potions.
used that a second ago.
Lube up the old fists.
So I'm going to take one of the greater potions and I'm going to go because I need it. So
Yep,
That's
go
a
ahead and take a healing potion each if you would like to bump your points up. You're all welcome to. They're here
So
for you.
I'm
the
still overfull.
for the one healing potion that we each get, that's a D8 as well.
Yep.
okay, I drank mine, so
I'm gonna hang
feeling
on to
good.
mine.
I'm feeling
I also drank mine.
I can go the distance.
Cool.
Okay, Hercules.
I know we just watched that the other day, so
Oh,
it's like in my brain.
I would love to hold on to one of the lesser restorations and one of the antitoxins. Just as a healer, I feel like it makes sense for me to be spending my actions to use those for people if need be.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you
Yeah.
just kind of
I would-
holding all the healing.
I would also
items.
like to hand them my my healing potion as well.
Okay. Great. So then I will hold on to one healing potion.
I'm not giving you anything.
Okay, Meryl, you do what you want to do.
I will, and you'll like it.
I mean, that's up to me. You actually can't decide that for me. But
Walking.
sure. All right, Nislia, did you find anything actually useful in these ledgers? Like,
Well, it's really weird. It was getting to like a really exciting point. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like this is coming together. And then all of a sudden, like there's pages missing. They ripped out like 2 months worth of records, and I don't even understand why you would do that to a book.
okay, out of character, is this like an actual thing that James said happened, or are you making
Yeah.
this up?
No,
Okay.
there's 2 months gone from the back
Okay.
of the ledger. They've been ripped out.
Okay. Well, Nislia, that sounds awful.
I don't know what's gonna happen at the end.
Right. What period of time was taken out?
The last 2 months.
The
So
last
it's
2
like
months.
it was getting to a really, really exciting part. Like I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? And then all of a sudden it was just like
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay. And they seemed like they were ripped out very carefully.
Were they ripped
Like
out
it's
very
like
carefully?
it wasn't the monster that ripped this out.
Oh no,
Correct.
no. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like monstery claws got into
Yeah.
it. It definitely looks like it's been It's been.
Seems pretty sus, guys.
What the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm. All right. Yes. So you certainly can, and so it does look like collectively like these. So, and the other thing you'll notice now that everything is sort of settled down is these 3 cloakers are maybe 72 hours old. And the
How
mine
long has the mine been evacuated?
11 days.
Oh.
But if there's something suspicious going on, then why would they send us down here? That doesn't really make any sense unless you think about
No,
it
it
in
really
the positive way.
doesn't.
Then you can also do it. Oh, what if it's subterfuge? What if they sent us down here to die? They probably sent
Yeah,
us
but
down
that's
here to
the
die.
odd-
That makes sense.
Can-
Yes.
Can
But then-
anyone keep up with her ever? No?
But was it the people who own the mine? The people who own the mine were the people who hired us, right?
Yes. Yes. They were the ones who were like, we need to go in there, and there's a temple, and I just kind of stopped paying attention after that. But there's a temple.
So then there is a chance. No, but then if the ledger was messed with, I feel like it doesn't make sense for them to send us in if they're the ones who are doing something nefarious.
It could be just the miners doing it on their own volition, and the owners of the mine.
The
don't even-
miners are not surgeons, Neslia.
They could.
We don't know their background.
Yeah. You don't know
Double
my background?
majors.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I am an artificer and a cleric, so I guess I shouldn't judge, but still.
Yeah, I thought you were all about open minds and being nice to everybody.
What if they pretended to be miners to get into the mine, and then they did all their nefarious stuff?
Ooh, that's an option we can go with.
Yeah.
You can put
That's
anything on a
Right,
resume.
Because they
Miner.
wouldn't actually have to do any mining in the mines necessarily. They could just be coming in here in miners' outfits and then
They just needed a way in.
Or maybe the appraiser just decided to hire a bunch of people because he wanted to wet his beak a little bit.
Right. This could be a side business within the mining business for sure.
Little side
Well,
hustle.
I think that we could find out more information if we go towards the temple, though,
Yes.
I
because
agree.
perhaps this might have a religious side of things. It might not just be business. It might be something occult. It might be something.
I heard temple and I started to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay.
Okay,
Penny.
she's going.
Penny, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm down for a temple. That sounds like an adventure. We can go
Okay,
that
Hogan,
route.
what are you
Yeah.
thinking?
I'm with you guys.
All right. Well,
we have to go through the
since
tape pits.
since Meryl has such distaste for my opinions, I'm not going to really ask her hers. So let's get going.
I left after I gave you sass.
Okay, so you head down to the southern area that's called the Jade Pits. Now this looks distinctly different in a lot of ways. So you can see that it's swapped out here. It looks distinctly different in a lot of ways than other parts of the mine. So this section reaches deep into natural caves under the earth. There are 10 to 20 foot large mushrooms that are dotting this section.
Are they
edible? All the way down in this sort of more flexible section where you can see it looks more naturalistic. That's where you are now. So the majority of this terrain is covered in a layer of ankle-deep fresh water over sort of sandy, rocky particulates. The walls and the floors of this glitter with gem deposits in almost every area. The mushrooms are natural and phosphorescent, so they glow with a blue light that illuminates this section as you move through.
Now, if I eat them,
Can we reread the instructions, like the request of the quest giver?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I feel like I would have it
Okay.
in my bag so I can like maybe rummage
I
it
know
out.
that I wasn't holding it. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I think I had it because I just kind of took everything that was
Yeah.
paper.
Totally. Well, here I'll give it to Nestle.
Okay.
There you go. So go ahead.
Oh,
The formal
jeez.
request is to investigate the Terra Nova mine and underground temple, determine the source, something.
Of the cloaker infestation and rescue anyone still alive inside. Stop the creatures from returning to the surface by any means necessary to end the attacks on the city and secure the mine.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So if I kind of already was out and already walking that way, is there a way while all of that was going on that because I'm like hugely into religion and hugely my ideal is recovering lost relics. So can I do like a scope while I'm walking? But I'm doing it while whistling because I'm cool as fuck. Okay, like
Sure. I mean, so
if-
this is just a perception check if you want to head through.
yeah,
this.
like walking down because I think by that time I could be able to do that before they kind of catch up to me in the quickly leaving room after Temple was heard and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And while we're testing, are you telling us you're doing this?
I'm telling the DM this.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're not telling.
So yeah, so you're all sort of headed towards or right at the entrance of the Jade Pits. Is that why you're all generally heading in that direction?
Yeah.
Or for everybody? Okay.
Yep.
So yes, you come down to this section. So the floor here, the ground here is sort of sandy and wet. All of your feet are absolutely going to get wet. Everything here is sort of ankle deep water. It's fresh water. And a lot of it is settled in places, but and so you get that there's dripping water sounds, and the phosphorescence of the mushrooms reflect off the surface of the water and sort of give it this like dreamlike feeling as you move through this space.
Hogan's gonna come up next to Penny and just kind of get her attention and just be like, "We need to be extra vigilant. This is not good."
Okay, so don't go just like willy-nilly. Got you?
This is very reminiscent of somewhere I've been before, and we need to be careful.
Do we think
Ooh.
this water is particularly deep? I'm kind of like looking and trying to see how deep like it is.
Can
like,
I just
in the
use
forward.
my tail quickly to like touch the water?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
can stand in
so-
the water.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about 6 inches
I
deep.
dip my toe. It's about this deep,
Okay.
and
That's
I
good.
raise my
That's
little
okay.
claw.
Whew, that's okay. Okay, good. As long as
It's
not
definitely not any unknowable depths of abyss. So you should be fine, Neslia.
okay. That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
So
I think we should go to the left.
yeah, you can.
Yes. I
Sure, I'm
agree.
never right anyways, so might as well.
Well, as per this map, it seems like that would be probably the great way to go for the temple.
Yes.
Correct.
So I mean, yeah, let's just do it.
Just all in.
Hogan's kind of hanging back near the end of the party, just looking over his shoulder and watching out. He's very uncomfortable.
Hogan, give me a perception check.
Oh no. No.
19?
Okay, great. So you notice in the dark light, you notice these
Oh my
as you're
god.
moving through.
And do I know what those are?
You absolutely know what these are. These are something that are sort of common things to avoid in the Underdark. They're called
Skulls.
violet fungus, and they have a nasty necrotic effect if they're interacted with physically in any way. So they should be best avoided.
I'd like to point them out and be like, "Don't touch those."
How abundant are they?
There's one every 7 or 8 feet on
Okay.
against the
And
wall
Now,
how
are
big
they-
are
of
these?
the water. So there are way more mushrooms than there are these fungus. The mushrooms are much bigger, but they seem to grow off in little clusters here and there close to the wall. So you can avoid them. They're not hard to avoid. But yeah, Hogan can give you the heads up that they would be best.
Can I?
Now, are they like spores, or is it just like if you touch them?
You have to touch them. They're not
Okay.
releasing spores currently.
So I have
Don't
a
touch
question.
those.
If I like picked it up with my mage hand, would it do anything?
So
Or could I
this
just
thing
like
is like
hold onto it?
So this thing is, it's not to scale here, but they're like 5 feet tall. They're like Christmas tree size.
So then it's not hard to avoid them.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up with
Okay.
my Zorn tooth and start like carving bits off of it into my hand and my pouch. It's like, oh, I've heard of these. These are great. I'm gonna use them for so many things, and I'm just gonna like start carving.
Oh boy, you're gonna have to give me a Constitution check.
Okay. I do have
Sure
necrotic
is.
damage resistance.
Yes.
So, do I roll at advantage or do I?
Yeah, give me a Constitution check at advantage. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
And this
That's
probably
nat
happens.
20.
Oh, nice.
So you can smell that the plant is doing its natural defensive response to being interfered with, and it's beginning to release microscopic spores. You can smell the decay. You can smell the death of necrotic magic, but it doesn't affect you.
This is awesome. I'm going to use this for so many
Yeah,
things.
I wonder why we have an antitoxin in the infirmary.
So I grab like a few clumpfuls and put them in my pouch, and then I kind of turn around and look at everyone, and it's like, yeah, let's go.
What is wrong with you people?
All right, you can make it. You can make it through the jade pits here, and then you get about halfway through to the center, and then you see that there's a second area that is opening up before it narrows again. So there's one very large opening that seems to be attached to an island where there's some wooden structures that you can see in the distance, and then there's a more narrow cavern where these mushrooms and purple fungus are much closer together, and this seems to be the direction towards the temple. It's the newer passage by far.
Can we see how tall the buildings are?
Yeah, the watchtowers are 25 feet tall. They're sort of large, round wooden structures that have been built on top of a sandy island just so that they're out of the water, but they are, by definition, you can see all the way around them. They have thatched roofs. There are two of them attached with a rope bridge between the two.
Would these be the watchtowers?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that would be the watchtower.
Do we know this?
They look like watchtowers.
Okay, cool.
They're on the map as watchtowers.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yes. That was awesome.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Well, if you know, you know.
Well, Hogan appreciated that because he's barely literate. So thank you.
So one of the things that you notice is laying on the ground, and you can't see this super well unless you get a little bit closer, but laying on the ground in front of these towers looks like a flipped over carrion crawler, like one of the ones you just fought, but much, much bigger.
I'm gonna go look at that.
Yeah, and it's laying on its back with all of its sort of legs curled up under the bridge between the two towers. So you can go. Do you want to investigate it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Me, mon ami.
Yeah. So this thing is really, really dead. It has been burned. There are 6 arrow bolts sticking out of it. It has been slashed a couple of times. The tentacles on one side of its face have been sheared off, like when you cut a cat's whiskers. This thing has not had a good time. It is a very large carrion crawler. You would venture to say that this was a mother or potentially brood mother sized, and she has not done well today. She has lost it today.
You're saying today?
That means somebody else is here.
Yes,
Today.
What?
it does. It means several somebodies are here.
Do you think they hired multiple groups and we're just kind of the last ones to make it here, or?
That's rude.
Oh,
Should've told us.
Like, that would have
Hunger
been
Games
nice
type
information to
style?
have.
Yeah. Let's go introduce ourselves. Maybe they have liquor.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
try
God, I
to
can
roll
use
over the
drink.
body.
The carrion crawler body, you can.
Yeah,
Sure,
I want to
it's-
see if
it'll
anything's
take-
underneath it.
Yeah, it'll take 3 or 4 of you to roll it over.
Oh,
Anybody
I'll
wanna
help.
me
I
roll
want to
this
loot the
thing
body.
over, find out what's underneath it?
I
As
have
long as I get most of whatever's coming out of its pockets. Yep.
I am not strong. I will stand back.
I will stand with Nislia.
Yay.
Hogan's got Moxie. He's going to help.
Okay. So
No
you
strength,
roll
Moxie.
over, and it's pretty wide. It's like 8-9 feet across, and round, sort of like a pretty large creature. And it's kind of floppy because of the way it's built, so you gotta roll it all at once. And there are 2 dwarven miners dead that have been crushed under this.
I investigate a miner.
Ooh.
Yes.
Not in that way. I mean, like, the,
That was creepy, but well said.
So you can investigate. So give me a medicine
oh
check
no.
for the dwarven bodies.
But I said it with such persuasion that nobody interpreted it that way.
You said it with
These poor
such
miners.
confidence that it was concerning.
Yes. It's that high charisma stat.
Yeah, that's right.
Shorty got melody in my head.
So yeah, so Walatesi, give me a medicine check for these bodies, and I can tell you if you can figure out what
Will
happens.
do. My medicine check is a +2. So 18 + 2, 20.
That'll certainly do it. So these two dwarves have been crushed to death.
Spartacus.
They have bite marks in like fairly significant sections of their torso, like the pinchers of this thing had clipped through their lungs in a couple of places. It didn't seem like they were making much ground, regardless of what caused their final demise. They have had a really, really rough time. It looks like they were wearing regular miners' outfits, but they're outfitted with some fairly professional-looking short swords. They have vials of antitoxin with them. It looks like they were outfitted more like they were coming after this particular creature, or like a pest control squad, than mining specifically. So very.
I'm gonna take some of that anti-venom medicine, and then I want to check their pockets.
Sure. Yeah. There's 2 silver in the pockets of one of them, a small hand-bound journal in the pockets of the other.
And there's nothing to identify them, so we can give their families these silver pieces and everything.
So one of them is wearing a talisman of Hopper's Mount, which is the temple in town. So potentially a member.
Oh well, then Hogan, do you know who this is?
Do I know who that is?
You've never met these two. You're too new to town to have met all.
I heard journal, and I'm like, journal.
Yeah,
just some
doing my thing.
dwarves.
Yeah, just some dwarves, and there is a head, and so the journal it belongs to a guy named Grimfell Locklear.
Grimfell Locklear.
Yeah, he
Silly
has 71 children. And him and his wife have a small sort of gravel ranch just up the mountain a little bit, and he has volunteered to come back in to do some pest control for the mine, who's been having a carrion crawler infestation problem for about the last 2 months. And this is
children plus. Wow.
Yeah, and this is the 4th time he's been down in the mine, and he started getting kind of bitter in his journal about it because he retired about 15 years ago. He's a little sick of being called back in to solve their problems. He has some choice words for the Terra Nova Mining Company and how they treat their employees. And the journal ends with him listing out what he ate for breakfast this morning before coming down.
Oh, so fascinating. Guess what? This guy has been coming down here for like 2 months to take care of these little fuckers. Oh, no, I'm not supposed to swear. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Neslia. I understand. It's really hard. It's really hard to try to stop swearing when you really enjoy it a lot. And
Fuck them.
you're just
You're
trying
allowed
to
to swear.
be a good girl, and I get that.
A good girl?
It's not I'm not supposed to.
Yes, Meryl. Something that I'm sure that you don't understand or know anything about.
Yeah, because
What
I'm a
good is there in
woman.
being good. Don't even.
So that
Yeah.
means that these things have been coming out the same amount of time as like the ledger been ripped out. 2 months.
Wait a minute. You're right.
Oh no, he's using his hands again.
What does that
The
mean?
mine has been trying to cover up this infestation for a while, and now that it can't cover it up, it's sending us.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
That
I'm
sounds
glad
about
we're
right.
the
Yeah.
chosen ones.
A job's a job.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
like
just wish that they-
overtly slipping the journal into my bag. I'm like,
Mhm.
it's my journal now.
Yeah, you definitely can. But yeah, these two, they seem outfitted for this, and they just didn't make it through this one.
I put the silver in my pocket and I walk towards the tower.
Cool. Okay. Yep, you can definitely wander. So the tower is open. There's no one in it. There are some objects left in the tower that have been abandoned here. So there are 36 iron-tipped arrows.
Ooh.
I have a longbow.
Yeah.
I have a longbow and a short bow. Don't even.
Yeah, I have a crossbow, so that wouldn't work for me.
I have simple weapons.
Aw, bless their heart.
There are 4 hand axes. There are 2 stones of far speech that are connected to each other here. So there's a match set.
What does that mean?
Like
Oh, but you can.
walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I just put that together.
Yeah, magical walkie-talkie. So there's a connected set of stones of far speech here. Not an uncommon thing for people who are patrolling mines, or right. This is pretty normal. And then there are 3 magic torches. They glow green, and they will go yellow when they detect bad air or methane underground.
Oh.
Handy.
I'll take a torch if anybody don't mind.
You take it, honey. I'll take 12-hour arrows. You can have 24 pennies since you have 2 bows.
Is there enough torches for me to have one too?
Yep, there's 3.
Yeah, okay, I'd like one as well.
Yeah, you're welcome to take one.
I don't need any light. I'm fine.
Yeah. I don't care.
Hogan wants to try to activate the speaking stone.
Sure. Yeah, you can take one of them. Who's got the other one?
I'll take it.
Oh,
Okay,
I misunderstood. I thought this was connected farther away.
There's 2.
Oh, no.
And they start talking
It's like a set.
themselves.
Yeah.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hello.
Those will be good if we split the party again.
So generally how the sending stones work is because the patrols are cyclical, there's always a match set returning to itself. So someone will do a patrol and they'll swap, and swap. So, yeah. But so there's the watchtowers have both taken some damage. Obviously, the fight with this thing was fairly significant. You can see tiles have been scraped off the roof. So obviously, this thing started higher up in the cavern and dropped with some effect on these pieces. But whoever was fighting this creature is not here anymore.
They must be somewhere.
Is there stairs?
There are stairs up to both. You would have to go up the stairs. There are circular stairs underneath the watchtowers that take you up into both platforms. Yes, and that's where you would find the torches and all the other pieces.
Oh, okay. So we went up the stairs.
Yeah.
That was fast.
Let's go to the
All
temple.
right,
Temple.
yeah,
temple.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should go to the temple.
Okay, all right. So you make your way down this very sort of narrow cavern that seems to have been being widened over time. And the mushrooms here are smaller because they're newer. They're starting to fill up the space now. So you feel like this has probably been open for a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get into this open space that opens up, moving down into the ground like a big bowl. And at the crest of that bowl in the center, you see a large chunk of rock where there are 4 hemp ropes that have been tied off. And there's a sort of a gaping black hole that goes deep into the center of the earth.
Why are you attacking me like that?
Gaping.
So the map says that this is the temple. This is where we go to get to the temple.
Yes.
All right. Let's slide down the ropes or up the ropes, whichever direction they're going.
So you grab the ropes. One of them is complete, and its whole 110-foot length is complete. The other 3 are only about 8 feet long and just dangling off the edge. And once you pull them up out of the darkness, you realize that 3 of these have been.
It's pretty dark in here, and I don't have dark vision. Could somebody show me the ropes?
I can use my light cantrip. Oh, I just got that. I hate that. Well, then.
So you can gather from the one rope that is remaining that the drop from what seems to be the roof of this discovered temple to the floor is absolutely somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 to 100 feet. It's a drop. So you will need to devise a way to get down to the floor.
Okay. Can I cast light on the rope so that we don't have to worry about seeing anything and it goes all the way down?
100%. You can definitely cast rope.
That's what
on
I'm going to do. Cantrip.
Light on the rope. Yeah.
So bright. Fuck.
Sorry. It's for the plebs.
Right.
So yeah, so you can now see inside the hole a little bit because the rope is lit up all the way, that there is fitted like properly fitted stone, flat stone at the bottom, and there are several marble pillars that are reflecting the light in a circular space. So you
Penny,
would seem to be dropping into the top of a circular room.
you still have all that rope, right?
Yeah, so I have 2 bundles of 30 feet of rope.
Well, you're the fastest and probably the best on a rope. So why don't you
Correct.
go down and tie your rope to the end of that rope?
All right, fuck it. I'm
Yeah.
down for a dare. I'll
Use
do it.
Perfect.
And if you're climbing down, you'll have to do. Everyone will need an athletics check to climb down the ropes. You'll get an advantage if you're climbing down the illuminated
Are you
one.
sure it's on an acrobatic if it's on a rope?
Well, I think if we choose to like acrobatically like ricochet,
I was
or
like, what if
something,
I like
then-
wrap it around my body and like roll down the rope so I
Oh,
get
like
down
the
there, no-
silk.
Yeah. And
I
that
would
is
also
the
like
like
to
to
acrobatic
acrobatically
movement
go
because-
down the rope.
Okay,
Penny.
so we'll do it this way. You can do a dex check, an acrobatics check, or an athletics check to get down the ropes.
Okay.
I don't
Thank
care how you do
you.
it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
one of those two.
I'm
Penny,
like, I like this choice better.
instead of climbing down and tying it, why don't we pull the rope up and tie it before?
Can we
Also
all
an
use the
option.
same rope? Like, just one at a time? Because one of them goes down all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh my god, I got a 20.
The one that goes to the bottom is the one I lit up.
All right. Did anybody get less than a 10?
No.
No.
Okay. You all make
I
a 10.
did.
Okay. What did you get?
I got 3 plus 3 is 6.
6. Okay. So you're gonna make it about halfway, but the last 50 feet you're gonna slip.
No.
Can I
Anybody
save
want
her?
to try to catch our elven bard?
As she falls, I throw the pocket studio at her.
I can also do the tattoo, and maybe I
Oh,
can
yeah.
grapple her. And
Let's
no,
try
'cause
that.
it
Let's
has
do
to
the
be
tattoo.
15
I like
feet.
that. So Lee,
Or I could land.
I mean, I also just have
Yeah.
Featherfall, guys.
Oh, Featherfall
Oh,
works.
okay.
I don't know if
Oh,
it's
go
a
ahead.
touch spell though.
Usually there's a range on Featherfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will look it up just a sec.
I think it's 20 feet.
60.
Range is
Oh,
60.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And well
So
within your range.
if I see that those things that they're doing don't work, I cast this.
Okay, yeah. So then you end up like a leaf on the wind to the ground. So
Whee!
perfect. All right.
So then if I'm casting it, I cast it on 5 creatures, so I'm casting it on everybody but me.
Nice. Okay. So all of
Still
you are
selfless.
down. Good.
Yeah, wow. I could never
I'm a
imagine.
good girl.
Yeah, because you're not yet a woman, as Britney Spears would say.
You'll be a woman.
Listen, just because I'm only 65 doesn't mean that I'm not a woman yet. Okay, as a,
Oh,
as a
so young.
young
So
dwarf,
young.
Stop saying little
as a
girl.
young
You
dwarf, I'm still
Stop.
coming into my own. Okay.
So you are in the temple now, and it feels different down here. It is dark and quiet, with the exception of the light coming off the rope behind you. And you you spend a minute growing accustomed to what initially feels like silence, like a significant from the noise in the caves above you and all the other effects of the mine. It is now seems very quiet, except that as you listen to it, what you realize is that the quiet is actually an effect of some kind of white noise, like the sound of a rushing waterfall or wind howling through a cave, but deep, deep in the distance, somewhere inside the temple. Something is driving that sound. Otherwise, it's very quiet. You are standing on flat, well-fitted marble. And the columns around you that you can see in this space. So there are 8 columns around you in a square room. with
Oh,
a
so we're on the
narrow
bottom.
door.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you are at the bottom here.
I would like
there's a
to
narrow-
use stone cunning
Yeah.
to figure out if I know how old this stone is.
I have proficiency in Mason's tools, so I'd like to help him with that.
Okay. This is
No, you have advantage
Have
because
help.
I'm helping you.
Advantage,
Yeah, yeah.
advantage. We gotta kill that die.
11 with
Okay.
advantage.
What was it before advantage?
1 less 1. It was a 1.
Okay.
Oh no.
Hogan's not really good at things. He likes to pretend.
So it's dwarven construction. You would know it anywhere. That is, it's dwarven in your bones. You can see it immediately. Having said that, the techniques in the stone fitting here, there's no mortar. And in fact, a lot of the stone, there aren't even places where the stones have been fitted together. It's as if a lot of the sections of this stone have been, the only way that you can think about it is if it had grown itself. So the room has been self-sculpted. There are no edges. And the columns look similar.
So nothing was like manually shaped.
Nothing was cut.
The stone
Weird.
seems to have grown all on its own.
Yes. And this is, your stone sense is a little jarring because you have never touched anything this old that you know of.
I want
I
to
feel like
detect magic.
I feel like it's more acceptable these days instead of saying uncut to say intact. But that's just me.
Yeah, so it's dark, it's quiet. There is no door in the opening in front of you that you can see, which descends into further darkness, and you can see through that darkness about 50 feet ahead of that opening. There is a shut pair of doors on the far side, and that's what you can see where you are.
All right.
I wonder if that door's locked.
Well, Miss Leah, we made it.
I'm
Yes.
so excited.
We are in the temple.
Can
Yay.
you all give me a perception check?
Oh no.
Oh God.
I'm so bad at noticing things.
10.
Soft
19.
20.
Natural
Ooh.
20 plus, sorry, deception or perception?
Perception.
Perception.
What would you be deceiving?
I don't know.
Soft.
22.
Okay.
12. Oh, wait.
Natural 20.
In this 12.
Okay. So Neslia and Penny and Wawatasi, there's in the silence as you're getting a sense of the sound, there's this sound like a coil of rope unfurling itself, and then there's a splat. And it lands sort of right next to the door. It seems like someone or something has dropped off the pillars that are standing just to the right-hand side of this exit entrance. And the body fell from high enough that there isn't much left of it when it hits the ground. And all of you look up into the corner, and this greets you.
Oh, good.
That's not right. There's nothing about that. That's right.
Next time on 6 Idiots Try to Live.
And we will
There's a
leave it there
story.
at the entrance of the temple as this thing begins to open its mouth.
Maybe it's friendly.
Are you my mother?
Stop thinking that, Hogan. Enough.
Hugs.
That's the one who wanted to get in the water with that beast thing.
I could try to make friends with it.
Well,
I mean, we haven't tried talking yet, is all I'm saying.
It's true.
Very
I'll
true.
throw on the charm next time, folks.
I have talks to animals. I have that spell.
Alrighty.
I'm just charismatic as fuck.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We will. It looks like we're coming in. We're gonna we've set ourselves up for a part 3, if that works for everybody. We'll do the
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we will.
No.
That was that beak thing. Nope. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
at this
the
point
next
that
Twitch show, everybody
Jennifer
runs
left.
away.
She
And
gave
somebody
up.
dies
You
off.
can't leave Hogan down here with these people. You're the only one I trust.
Excellent.
You can.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody who tuned in. We really appreciate it, and we will.
love you.
Yeah, we'll see you back in 2 weeks, and we'll see what happens now that we've arrived.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Saturday. Good night.